Alrighty, so let's hit new game and see what we have in store for ourselves. The Roottrees Are Dead. The mystery begins here. Slot 1. Loading. Ooh, we've got like a Windows 95 thing happening here. December 6th, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees Company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were. I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Siblings are in birth order from oldest to youngest. Okay, and we've got to get name and occupation. Although apparently for the spouse, we only need that. Okay, so examine the evidence. Is this the evidence? Yes. The got milk picture. Okay, the person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Okay. Noted. Oh, oops. I guess I'm meant to click on these faces so that I have, identify them. Yeah, it's just the faces I can click. Okay. Oh, that's the zooming in. Okay, so we can go back. Oh, or forward? Okay. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at the door. You'll need to fill it. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. Okay. Eloise. Tell them, or what is the line? Tell me you know about Eloise, I think is the line from Lost. Okay, I don't think I really want that. Okay. Siblings in birth order. So I can like click this, and so I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're not going to do that yet. Search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. Okay. So come here. Welcome.tuxt. Welcome to the Information Superhighway. Thank you for purchasing a new Cashew PC. Your PC is equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. As someone who was on the internet, I can promise you that loading images on a 56K modem was like watching one line of pixels show up at a time. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer, or burn a music CD to listen to later. If you want to visit a search history, be sure to use Netscape Explorer's new history feature. Happy surfing, and remember, Cashew PCs are delicious. Asterisk, Cashew PCs are inedible. Do not try eating your computer. Okay, let's click Internet. Oh my god, this brings me back. Children of the the 80s and 90s, I guess, are like perfect for this. Okay, so let's go to spider search. Actually, let me see if I can adjust. You have no notifications. There are no documents for printing. Okay, let's go to spider search. So let's type Roottree Sisters. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sisters' modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial fan site seemingly curated by a teenager. I love the scare quotes on fan site. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Rihanna is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. Okay, so I'm going to start writing some of this down so that I can remember it. It's the oldest and married to TMS. That's assuredly the answer for part of it. Riley's the smart one. Okay, so Rose is the middle child. I'm assuming that's pronounced Rose. And Riley is the youngest and is also smart, I am being told. I don't know if I really need to write that down. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of a candy company, and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. Okay, so their mother is Brenda. They do modeling for her brand, Root. So, write that down. That's kind of a weird coincidence, isn't it? That her name, and presumably her married name is Roottree, but that she has a brand named Root. I wonder if that predates it. Probably not, I guess, because it says Roottree candy. I eat Roottree candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps, and try to dress in plaid root. I don't know what plaid root means. Oh, plaid root period clothes. Okay, so the Root brand actually has a period at the end. That's horrible. I hate it. Clothes like plaid root clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. So Riley is usually in plaid. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Okay, so pierced ears. Now, I just want to clarify. A normal human being could read this and remember this little bit of information for the 6 seconds it's going to take for me to switch over back to the other mode and actually enter it all. But I'm not a normal human being, and I have the memory of a goldfish. So I'm just writing this down so that I can basically fill this in, and I know probably all of this is going to get used immediately. But anyway, the website's author continues to talk about her own life and what she likes about the Root fashion lines, but none of it is relevant. Okay, so let's come back over here. I will note, by the way, let's see, there's the home. I'm just checking what the rest of this does. That there were a number of options in setting this out. And I just went with the defaults on everything. So there was like a mode to make it easier and a mode to make it harder, and I just went with the default. Okay. I don't really want to look at this right now. Let's see. I can look at this, the Notorious Monjoy's poster. Let's see. We've got... Okay, I'm not going to do hints. Currently playing music. Okay, so let's go back to this and let's fill in. Okay, so the oldest to youngest. So the oldest, we know the name of the oldest. The oldest is Rihanna. Or Raina? Oh, I think I put an extra A. I'm going to double check that this is correct. And that, yeah, it's Raina. I just put an extra A. I want to make sure there's not an extra one. Okay. The middle is Rose. Rose. Oh, I can type a name. There we go. No? Oh, okay, the youngest is Riley. There we go. Okay, so who are my root trees that I... so Rose is not her given name, I suppose. Okay, the spouse name here, I have written TMS. Let's see if we can guess who TMS is. Probably Thomas Sheridan is going to be my guess. But I don't know. Okay. So I don't have an occupation for these, but Raina's the oldest. She's married. Riley is the youngest and usually wears plaid. So that's got to be her. Looking back at the evidence, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure that I could see the plaid from there. Yeah, that's her. Okay, one of them has pierced ears, and that is her. That is Rose. So that's the one whose name I don't actually know. Okay, well, I can even see the piercings there. So this is the other one. Okay, so I'm going to search for Rose Roottree after this. Sorry, nope, this one. Just to make sure, it really does say Rose, right? Yep, so yeah, so I've got to, like, search for Rose Roottree, perhaps. Rose Roottree is not as popular as her older sister Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time they're lumped together as the Roottrees sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than when searching for the sisters together. Can't find what you're looking for? If someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided, doing a deeper dive on what you learn about them will often lead to additional discoveries. A good research tip is to make notes of any brand names, books, product lines, or magazines that you don't recognize and search for them. These searches will sometimes help directly, even when they don't. You'll look at additional context. Okay, so we could do root dot. Root dot, the period is part of the name. See, we learned this. Is a clothing company. They make clothes for children. So this is the mother Brenda's business. Clothes for children. From toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes toward the target audience. One of them says, "You've spied the Roottrees sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina." You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently, Root Dot has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984. Hey, that's the year I was born. And Raina appeared on almost all of them. There's only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree and the Roottree sisters' mother, Brenda Roottree, the Roottree sisters' mother, and Root Dot's head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly. Gotcha, Carly. Or, I suppose I should say Rose. Okay, so we can come back here. Okay, so her name in this is going to be Carly, I believe. Is it not? Carly. There we go. Carly Roottree. Okay. So we now need occupations for these people. Fill in the occupations. Okay, so we got the names, got the photos. We don't have the name of the spouse yet. Let's see. Okay, so... No, sorry, it's this one. Okay. So we got that. Okay, TMS Roottree. Let's see, nothing relevant was fine. So TMS is the husband. Okay, let's look at... Oh, it's because I misspelled it. It's that. Oh, do I need to spell it in the right order? Am I still spelling it wrong? What about Riley Roottree? Okay, there are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sisters' modeling careers. So are they all models? We did talk about their modeling, but I also come across an unofficial... okay, so this is the same thing I came across before. We can do Roottree candy. Let's search for that. Mixed in with the recent news of the plane crash, there are a lot of results for Roottree's extremely popular candy products. I might just try that they're all models, but I don't know if that's right. Their official website is unstable due to the traffic. However, you find a direct link to the history section that manages to work momentarily. Roottree Candy Company was founded by Elias Roottree. Shortly after he married his wife, Gwyneth, whose family owned a small farm called the Anderson Maple Farm. Okay, this is probably a loophole or a place I'm going to really have to dig into later, but I'm going to write it down just because I can search it later. For reasons that aren't explained on the page, it has no CEO, no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president, in scare quotes, with input and votes from extended family. The site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl Roottree, who, despite his death, is listed as the current president. Okay. Yeah, we've got assorted stuff about that. I don't know that I really want to try and write all of that down right now, but I assume I'm going to be reading it again soon. The product that put them on the map were 5 pieces. Maple candies with 5 different flavors that are dipped in a crispy, crackly candy coating. Since then, they've branched out to countless other products, all of which incorporated maple in some way. I will write maple there. Since their sister company, simply titled Root Dot, specializes in children's clothing. The primary models for Root Dot are the Roottree sisters. Okay, I am going to try model for all of these, because that seems to be what we're doing here. Well done. Okay, good. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. You've also locked the following optional entries. Booyah!
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired. The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Okay. So the husband of the Roottree sister doesn't really matter, even though we've got a name.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional.
I see,
but
okay.
Filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
Okay.
Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees.
Okay.
Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Okay. Fair enough. Oh.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, and good luck.
We have intrigue. Okay, siblings. Okay. So... Okay, it was founded by... okay, before the person... Okay, every time you get 3 additional blood relatives of the family tree completely correct, they'll be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay, we've got this top secret folder. You can open this envelope after the entire family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. Okay, good to know. Okay, so we've got the Gwyneth and Elias. I don't know why, if we're going to say it's Gwyneth and Elias, why we... yeah, Gwyneth Anderson. We just looked at that one. And Elias Roottree. I don't know why I'm doing this instead of... doing it. Let's see. Okay, so this is the candy guy. Okay, I think I basically want to... Oh, sorry, I have more evidence. I should look at the more evidence that I have before anything else happens. Okay. The Roottrees sisters... Okay, so this is the... just a summary of... this, okay, notable Roottrees. Okay, so we've got, these are the ones that are easy to find online. Gwen, Red, Lauren. Let's see. Okay, so we got the sisters already. Oh, I can highlight something and it'll actually even show it to me. Okay, let's just... Oh, we have a periodical database, too. I see. Well, let's look for Carl. Is that our father? Let's find out. Carl Roottree died in the recent... yes, okay, so Carl is the father. Now, the president of the candy... or of the candy company... Okay, as well as the clothing company. There's a short press release from the Roottrees Candy Company, released today to the news organizations. It's with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottrees sisters, and the other employees that we don't even name, that perished in this terrible tragedy. The entire Roottrees family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you can join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. They go on to list some of those accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year award. Okay, so Watchman of the Year. Both Carl and his great-great-grandfather. Sorry, no, just great-grandfather. Of course, he's got a lot of great-grandfathers. Okay. So let's Google that award. Or by Google, let's spider search that award. So this was the Watchman of the Year. I see. Okay, so when I find a new periodical, it'll show up. Okay, so Business Watch Magazine is a magazine focused on companies, CEOs, and the economy. They've been around for 100 years. Okay, so it's not like watches you wear around your wrist. Okay, I see. Been around for over 100 years in one form or another, and will often write about major changes in management at famous companies. Every year they offer an award to a prominent businessman who's furthered in the field. They call this the Watchman of the Year. You find through a few searches that 2 of the Roottrees have been featured as Watchmen of the Year, Elias and Carl. So I bet I can get their pictures out of this. Business Watch does not host any online archives on any site you can find via spider search, though you may be able to find individual articles and issues through your periodical search. Okay, so let's go to the periodicals. Okay, so Business Watch, Carl Roottree. We'll print it out, okay. And we'll also do Elias Roottree. Was awarded Watchman of the Year in 1936 for his accomplishments rolling out 5-piece candies to the global market. Notes from the article and a scan someone made of the cover have been added to your evidence. Okay, good. Okay, here's the, by the way, the, let's see. What is this 11 here? Intuition. Okay, you've been in this line of work for a long time, so long in fact you developed a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells, a list of famous people that you can find by a search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often the most satisfying revelations will come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such a high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You might be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay, so what even is elderberry anyway? Okay, let's see. Oh, I can click this. Oh, oops, sorry. I guess I can click this. I was trying to zoom in, but I don't think I can. Radical new flavors, because it's no longer the 1990s. No longer the 1920s. Okay. Oh, I didn't actually read. This is an advertisement for 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. Okay, so that's another magazine that I can keep in mind. Is a good thing. It mentions that the 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. Okay, so I don't know if we know that Elias actually created it. Elias might have just been the money person. But we can note that we're looking for these 5 children eventually. The ad also mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then, in quotes. Okay. Okay, so here is 1936. Okay, so I don't know if there's a way to view all of this. Okay, there is. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Is can I actually just see this in some coherent way rather than flipping back and forth? Yeah. Okay, but I want to read this. Okay, so Elias Roottree was voted Watchman of the Year by Business Watch in 1936, and a painting of him appears on the cover. The magazine says he was voted Watchman of the Year specifically to recognize the global rollout of 5 pieces. Inside the article is a timeline of 5 pieces. So 1908, Elias forms the Roottree Candy Company after marrying his wife, who inherited a maple farm. During the period before 5 pieces, the company is barely profitable. 1909, Elias has a daughter, the first of 5 children. Okay, so let's write that down. So we've got the Elias daughter. 4 more follow, leading to, and then some ... Elias invents 5 pieces. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of his 5 children. Okay, so the flavors, This is probably not a good way to make a candy that tastes good. So we're going to have to dig out what the original flavors were. We know one of them was almost assuredly elderberry, based on the ad. 5 pieces are... Sorry, I keep scrolling my mouse the wrong way because my work computer and home computer have mice that scroll the wrong way because, I don't know, I'm insane or something. Okay, so 1924, we get sold in Pittsburgh. 1926, they're sold in New England. 1928, the new recipe and flavor is finalized. The candy begins nationwide distribution. 1935, purchases every available maple farm in Pennsylvania. With the help of his son Elias Roottree Jr.'s architecture firm, a new industrialized factory are built in Butler County. There is an Elias Roottree Jr. We'll piece that all together later. Production is so 1936. Wasn't this? Oh yeah, this was 1936. Okay. There's also a what's next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy, and that the Roottree Candy Company remains a family business. He plans to do this with a Clancid trust. Okay, so this is some sort of legal term. Business nonsense. Okay. Okay, so we can go back over here and we can at least fill in. Okay, this is Elias. We have a picture. I think we can fill in his as the first president. Okay. Okay. Next, let's look at the future Business Watch. Carl Roottree grabs life by the roots, but no period. Root, but no period. Also, our ongoing coverage of who's who in the corporate world. Carl Roottree was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987 with a very 1987 haircut. Sorry, you can see the tie. I can't zoom in on these pictures in the back, unfortunately, but I love the maple leaf tie. It is lovely. I was hoping I could. According to the cover, Business Watch is the magazine for and about corporate leaders and has ongoing coverage of who's who in the corporate world. Carl was chosen not for his work at Roottree Candy, but rather for a clothing company, Root Dot. There's a brief history. Before they married, Carl's wife, Brenda, was a fashion consultant. Oh, by the way, I should click on his face so that I actually have this. When Raina was born, Brenda retired. Okay, sorry. So I should write down, by the way, Brenda was a fashion consultant. So that's going to be the answer to one of these. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother. Looking for a creative outlet, she spent any free time she had at the sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were a hit with other parents, including Carl's cousin, Jim Roottree, a notable singer. Okay, so Jim Roottree is a singer and a cousin to Carl. Carl is a horrible name. I'm very sorry to the Carls I know. Word spread. By 1982, Brenda's patterns were being copied by other brands, seeing the demand. Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr. Second cousin, Ernie Jr., who had just become president of Roottree at the time. He was one of the presidents of Roottree. I don't know what order. Okay, so he was a president of Roottree in 1982 is when he started, so we can sort of figure this out. Spearheaded Root Dot. other blood relatives, who have a say in the company's finances, refused to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company. When the profits began to appear, however, the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment, and now Root Dot exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. Per tradition or superstition, the new clothes always debuted the way their first one did. Raina became the catalog's cover model. As she grew, the product line expanded to older kids as well. Her younger sisters were then recruited to show off the baby clothes. Carl was to watch from there primarily for his personal gamble and the ensuing payoff. Okay, so we can close that. Come back over here. Okay, so Carl is the father here. Oops. I would like to zoom in, please. There we go. Okay, so you're... Oh, we don't even need your name, but your name is Brenda. Something. Probably Brenda White. You are Carl. And you were probably the last president, which I'm going to guess means President 5th. So you verify this person, you'll be able to add bonus photos. Okay. Okay, don't forget, family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their name after marriage. Always use a person's most recent occupation. Yeah, because some people have more than one occupation. Okay, so let me Google Carl Roottree, or web search Carl Roottree. Actually, maybe I should look up this other magazine beforehand just to get it in my... So... I see, okay. So, Spidey search. Okay, so let's... Carl Roottree died in a recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda Roottree and their daughters, the Roottree sisters. He's president of the Roottree Candy Company, as well as the clothing company Root Dot. Short press release. We already read this. Okay. So maybe I should try and see if I can find something about Gwyneth Anderson. I bet that should be doable. Although she is old enough, we might have to find... Oh, good. Okay, we got to print. We printed something, so that's always good. You find some information on the website, the First Anderson Maple Farm. There are a few pictures, including a famous picture of Eliath and Gwyneth. That photo has been added to your evidence. Before marrying, she's known as Gwyneth Anderson. She has no brothers. And she was the oldest sister. I guess we don't really care about her blood relations exactly. Okay, but she was only able to inherit the Maple Farm as long as she was married, because old-timey sexism. Got it. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias's idea to create candy instead. The supposedly there is doing a lot of shade on Elias. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors, which led to 5 pieces. Though the Roottree Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it is preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there's still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off many turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s. You can tell there's a lot of dripping sexism in this. let's see. Okay, so here is this. Okay, so we've got you and you. This famous picture of Eliath and Gwyneth, taken in 1909 after they founded the candy company. From what you found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find any site about Eliath or Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. They'll be marked on the chart with a star. Okay. Okay, so you are her. I'm going to guess you want me to list housewife, although I feel dirty describing someone's occupation as housewife, but we'll do it. Because I think it's probably what it wants. Okay, so something is wrong, because I think I have filled in 3 people. But we can certainly try to find some others while we're at it. Let's see. Okay, so and we're remembering that we always have to put siblings from left to right. Does the X mean divorced? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, we've got some interesting things here. Okay. None of the ones in this row are starred. There are lots of stars in other places. What could possibly be wrong? Maybe I should think about that. So we're definitely the first president. There's no way that it's like something other than that, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think housewife is right. I can only imagine that this is President 5th. Okay, well, let's look at some of the other people, and maybe we'll... Okay, yeah, so Elias Roottree, by the way, is one of these 5 children. I do know that this person is female. I just don't know who they are. This is also, interestingly, a photo of him. So we've got sort of 2 photos of him. Okay, so let's try and find that singer. Cousin to Carl, that's Jim Roottree. I don't know how that ended up that way. Okay, James, also known as James Roottree, is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and the Diamond. With his wife, Diamond LaRue. I love that name. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rollin' On Down to the City. It's now in your evidence folder. Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but it has its fans who refer to themselves as Diamond Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one-hit song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse and hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Wait, what year is it now? I would have thought we were, like, in, like, 1996. I bet that it says in my, okay, let's see. Can I listen to the song? We can. As seen in MMM. Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottree could make disco this sweet. Let's see. This is a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979. Oh yeah, and I definitely need to grab these pictures. I'm not very good at reflexively doing that yet. Satirizes how part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East, unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Somewhat ironically, listeners didn't even seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came off roller discos. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you've never heard of it before now. This image is from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says, this only the great-grandson of this. It's credited to Peter Janozik from MMM. Music and lyrics is on the notable Roottrees list. It'll be marked with a star. The lyrics of this song contain no clues. Okay, so are we, if we look at great-grandchildren who are marked with a star, I think this is the only other one. What are these? Oh, okay, that's just like optional photos of this. Okay, so I think that means that this is Jim. Or James, as the case may be. Singer. Musician? Yes. That would be you. Well done. Okay, let's see. What things did we get right? Also unlocked the following entry, Brenda White. Good. Okay, so, yeah, so we know your name, provided that her real name is Diamond LaRue, which it absolutely is, which is amazing. We can certainly give you a photo, like that. So the one that's not confirmed is Elias. Were you somehow, like, not a president? Okay, we're going to look this up. We're going to just go back and Google Elias Roottree. I've already Googled this. Okay, I think I probably should wrap this episode here, but I am very captivated by this. Oh, maybe I haven't read this before. Anyway, we'll read it next time. But thank you so much for joining us. It's only one episode in, but I'm really enjoying this. I hope you are enjoying this as well. We'll continue to have an adventure of Zeta reads a bunch about some fictional rich people and sexism, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.